that let every members go to the court. So we have asked that amendment to pension regulation in line with judicial decisions and honest litigation policy. That is 34. Family pension, DA neutralization and updation of pension. It is in line with the record note that has been incorporated in our 10th bipartite settlement. Pension for those who left after 20 years of service. BRS optees who are not getting pension for them. Retrospective effect for leave encashment for CRS employees. I think it has come in two places. The issue of external relativity vis-a-vis internal relativity. This is our request for AIBOC to plan a line to see that we settle down with the unions first. Awards of unions first. Nationalization of private sector banks. Reservation and skill development of differently abled persons. Friends, there are 40 resolutions. I have to tell in Vijaya Bank for probation officers, unless they are directly involved in malafide, the staff accountability says they cannot be proceeded with under disciplinary proceeding rules. Thank you. Now please interact.
Can we adopt the resolutions? Can you give a good clap? The first speaker is Mr. H. Patmanabhan, IOB Officers Association.
Good afternoon. I think everyone had a very sumptuous lunch. Good afternoon. It should be more a sort of an interactive session, the delegate session. That's what I feel. So, respected comrades on the dais, President as well as the Secretary of the Tamil Nadu State Unit of AIBOC, Sanan sir, when we are addressing, you have to listen. We were listening to you from the morning. At the outset, let me have the privilege of congratulating the Tamil Nadu State Unit for many things. Because I have been attending a state conference of many states. Minimum of 4 to 5 states I have attended. And I am very happy that they have brought some quality speakers. That doesn't mean that the other states does not bring quality speakers. But I was really very happy with the way T.T. Ram Mohan spoke, and N. Ram for that matter, whatever we see him through the newspaper, he has also dwelt with very nicely. But then certain things which T.T. Ram Mohan brought out, it's really an eye-opener, and for the trade union for that matter, including the persons who are representing the award staff or for that matter the officers community in the board, what is expected of a person dealing with HR has told it publicly, that too in a trade union forum. Heartiest congratulations to you, sir, for bringing such quality people in the form of T.T. Ram Mohan and N. Ram, and the way the program is conducted. While congratulating, I personally had another reservation on it, including our beloved President of the AIBOC when he was telling about Chennai. Yes, when he goes to Kerala, he tells Kerala is vibrant. When he goes to Hyderabad, he will tell Hyderabad is number one. When he comes to Chennai, he will tell Chennai is number one. It is like that. But this is Tamil Nadu State Unit Conference. And the number which I felt is far, far less than what it should have been. That too in the present juncture. When we saw a small bank that was attacked by the management, which we never thought that sword is above everyone's head which the management can do or exercise. That is the case of DBO. And my red salute to DBO along with each and everyone. Let us give them a very big hand to DBO comrades. especially who have been with their leader for the cause of the trade union movement. In fact, we are very happy for that. And while telling some good things about congratulations and about the good things, I just remember the word that was told, or the sentence that was told by Comrade Franco in his speech about strengthening the organization. That is the most important thing which I liked in his speech. Strengthening the organization. Strengthening the organization, I personally feel it is high time that the elderly members, elders means experience, elderly members should ensure that the proper grooming is being done down the layer. The leadership grooming is a must, because a huge gap is going to come between the present generation as well as the experienced personalities who are slowly leaving the organization. For this, Franco sir, sir, delegate session means, first of all, my request is, if somebody is going to talk from here, you all have to listen. What do you say? Give a very big hand for that, if you agree to that. Because we are conveying something which you people should think, if possible, act. Franco sir is also busy. Otherwise, we can start delegate session when the dais is really free. Leaders on the dais may feel hurt when I tell these things. Tomorrow, who knows, I will be sitting there and talking more than what you are doing. It may happen. It is quite natural, because they have lot of things to do. It is not that just this. Because why I wanted Franco sir to listen is, sir, you have told a very important thing which I really liked, sir, your speech, that strengthening that the thing. For that, what I feel that whoever is in the top leadership at the national level, all India level, they should not take the portfolio in state unit. They should not take. In fact, they should be in the state unit as advisors, ensure that the next team comes and see that they are working properly. It should be like that. That is my feeling. And another thing, participation in the activities. Yes, let us take the recent this thing. One resolution that has come is strengthening that women's wing. For your information, I landed in Tamil Nadu on March 2nd. But I never heard anybody telling me about the conduct of any women's wing program, that too on International Day for Women, March 8th. Had it been there, fine. But more number of women comrades should come forward and involved in the activities, at least on International Women's Day. Because the days are going in such a manner that independent director, women director are supposed to be appointed in each company. And SEBI has come with drastic steps in serving penalties to many of the companies who are not appointed independent women director. Things are going in that. When we talk about participation in the activities, not to hurt anyone, the recent activities which we all had, though we did not like, was the participation in DBO activity. How many of us actually turned out on that day? Many days. Whether that is our strength. Whether that is our strength. When an individual affiliate calls for any meeting or any felicitation or any agitation or any gate meeting, huge number comes. But when it comes to AIBOC, individual members should understand that you are leader. You are the leader of your own. Not that you should place some leaders who are on the other side that we should come and participate in such activities. Maybe other state all over the country had followed or participated nicely in the DBO. Who knows, the same settlement, what people claim as if it is very success, would have been over within 1 week. But I should say, other than Kerala, Tamil Nadu was the very vibrant one which had really participated in the DBO activities, DBO agitation. Participation we have to improve. The next the thing which I would like to share here is that wage settlement. Yes, we all were listening, more than the number what was here, invitees and members who were present here. The entire hall was listening to our President, Sudarshan sir. And I was also sitting here. Only one particular sentence in that entire achievement, everyone clapped. Everyone, some people even went to the this thing of even whistling, whistle poured. Maybe he or she is the Chennai Super Kings fan, I don't know. For what? That Saturday holiday. 2 days holiday for Saturday. Other than whatever he told in the wage settlement, as if we are aware that we are not happy, or we expressed our displeasure by not even giving a simple accolade or applause to whatever he told. But for 2 Saturdays we all clap. What does that show? Were we attracted by just that 2 days holidays? Or really we meant business when we demanded 40% during that wage revision? Or are we happy with that 15%? And what does this Saturday holiday mean? Even today, many of our people, many of our officers community are working. Do you want proof? I will show WhatsApp. Even today, members have gone to bank or have done. When they are demanding 2 holidays in a month, 2 Saturdays, today, 26th July, Sunday, people are working. So let us not carried away by small chicken or mutton that has been given by X or Y. We should give a very clear message to the IBA, that illegal body, or the Government of India, or RBI, whoever it is, as this name says, united. Sudarshan sir told very clearly, he is such a gentleman that he did not name the other union's name. Some people have already signed before they could reach that hall after that lunch. This is what is happening with the trade union movement. And we are calling them, they are partners of this thing in the UFBU. Shame on them. Shame on them. Collectively they should have signed together after that. Let it be 15. Why 15? Even 5%. But it should have been done together. That is what I feel. Then regarding the resolutions, sir, it is very nice to note, Senan sir, 40 resolutions are there. Many resolutions I have heard in many conferences. Resolutions are very nicely passed by the august body by clapping also. But are we serious in the resolution? Are we serious? Are we going to implement? If so, then let us honestly think it over whether it can be 40 or 4. But even if it is 4 or even 1, if we can implement, let us do it. For the sake of some conference, let us not bring in too many resolutions or prioritize. We can tell we demanded 40% for the wage revision, at least we got 15%. Yes, positive side I can also tell. 40 resolutions we have brought, 15 at least we will achieve with the 2% cap or whatever it is. But if it is so, fine. Then the fund position. Fund position, I am telling you, who is the treasurer, sir? I am giving a suggestion, sir, to the best of my this thing. How many coffee or tea we take per day? What is the cost of average? Suppose we take 1 coffee or 1 tea per day. What is the cost? Into 365 days. Can't we not have from each member of Tamil Nadu state unit, each bank, at least 25 rupees let them contribute. Let us not depend too much on the AIBOC national level. If they want fund, we should be able to give them. Because a trade union movement or any this thing, fund position is very, very important, and if we have sufficient fund with us, then we are the king of that particular. That is what I feel. And small contribution, when we demand 1% of the levy, 10% or 1,000 rupees, only members including me may feel. But when you ask 25 rupees from 1,000, 10,000 members, whom I don't know the exact number, how many we are having. Can't we not try for that instead of going for this small amount? And some banks are always helping the state unit to function. That is not correct. And some names are also put. It is very nice to put their name. It is very nice to see that organization's name. But AIBOC means it includes all the banks except blood bank. Except a blood bank.
Please be brief. There are many speakers waiting.
Yes,
so be brief.
Yeah, with this I conclude my suggestions which I have put before you. Please think it in a calm situation and allow generation next to come to some position. You take top position, whatever you want, some position give to the generation next, so that they will be with you with full energy and vigor, but advice should come from the elders only, with experience. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Comrade Padmanabhan. Next is Comrade Neema from SPT.
Good evening to one and all. I am before you representing the delegates of State Bank of Travancore with a few points and a few queries. First of all, as a woman officer, my concern I would like to address is, with much pomp and posh, we are telling that sabbatical leave has been granted to women officers for up to 2 years. But I have seen instances where management rejects those applications, saying that there is exigency of service. That is a loophole in it. So with that particular loophole, even sabbatical leaves are rejected in our bank. I think in other banks also it so happens. So that should be kindly looked into. Then second suggestion is, we have been seeing committees for credit appraisals or else for any other purposes, like nowadays it's all been dealt by committees, but except for disciplinary proceedings. Disciplinary proceedings are becoming very arbitrary because it is becoming a one-man show. So disciplinary proceedings also should be decided or pursued by committees, so that a collective decision and as well as collective wisdom can be put into that. Then, as to already some resolutions passed, regulated working hours, it has been stated, we would wish to know what is exactly the regulated working hours which is meant. Then for leased accommodation also with eligible certification, that is also widely welcome, because especially when landlords are not willing to give their PAN numbers and execute lease agreements. Then as to metros, especially in Chennai, like water can and commutation in metros can be an additional facility to be given to those officers who are coming and taking charge at metros, because those additional expenses, they are getting discounted, like what other cities, what the other officers may be gaining, that is coming as a discount for those who are taking assignments at metros. Then one more suggestion is that whenever a strike is called upon, let us insist that CDC also should participate in the same, so that the impact of strike can be felt by the public in virtual, real manner. Thank you.
Thank you, Comrade Neema. Next is Comrade David Vijay Kumar from Pallavan Gramin Bank.
Respected leaders on the dais and my dear colleagues, at the outset I would like to congratulate the entire State Committee for having organized such a wonderful conference here at Chennai. I was just talking to my fellow comrades that it's being quite some time that the state committee has come up with such a big occasion. And rightly told by our Secretary, Comrade Vijay Senan, that it's almost after 11 years this is being conducted here. I don't mind wishing the success a grand conference a grand success. The manner in which our state AIBOC responded to the DBOO's agitation program was excellent, sir, to say the least. I was put up at Kadalur, and my unit, I belong to Pallavan Grama Bank, and we are headquartered at Salem, and I stay in Kadalur, and my president stays in Dharmaburi. But time and again, we used to get the updates, which was really inspiring, and definitely it motivated us. And I was just comparing our unit with the DBOO. If DBOO can do, our unit can also do like that. Definitely we imbibe certain sort of militancy on seeing DBO's crusade. And again, it was one of its kind when the state committee has convened the women's conference in Chennai. And our secretary took all efforts to communicate every other updates on that, and he wanted at least one or two of our women comrades to participate, but unfortunately I couldn't comply with the request, sir. And coming to the building up of our organization, definitely it's bothering how it's going to be carried by the young comrades who are just joining the bank. In one of our recent education programs at Salem, our fellow comrade, one of our fellow young comrades asked us, "Enna neenga kuduthinga naanga ennatha vaangika naanga thavarittom theriyala" appdin solli sonnar. He was frustrated to say. So, what is the message we are giving them? What is the kind of orientation we are going to plan to involve them in trade union activities? We have to ponder over. And again, I should thank for the resolution number 6, in which there is a pertinent issue that is being represented as a resolution. And not only that, sir, not only pension is pending, but I would like to present in the August body that even allowances are being denied repeatedly. So when compared to other commercial banks and nationalized banks, so we will be in the 4th bipartite settlement or 2nd bipartite settlement even. That is our plight. So I would like to take this opportunity to request our state leaders to shoulder us in our effort to get parity with nationalized banks. Also, extend all kind of moral support and logistic support for the ongoing education program that's being organized and observed by the United Forum of RRB unions at the national level with the 11-point charter of demands. I would request you take at the appropriate forums and appropriate authorities with appropriate authorities to get the issues clinched at an early date, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next is Comrade Jeeva from SBI Officers Association, and after that Comrade Turasamy from Dhanlakshmi Bank Officers Association.
Respected leaders on the dais and off the dais, my dear colleagues and friends, good afternoon to all. First of all, I take this opportunity through this August forum to congratulate our General Secretary, beloved General Secretary, Mr. Thomas Franco Rajendra Dev, for achieving this holiday, Saturday, 2nd and 4th Saturday, in order to achieve this goal, we knew how much struggle, how much amount of time, energy he has spent. So through this forum, I wanted to congratulate him, and through this forum, once again I request him that let us get that holiday as early as possible, because members are very curious, very particular to enjoy that holidays which you have promised us, sir. And the second thing which I wanted to touch upon is resolution number 24, wherein it is mentioned encashment of privilege leave. It is said here that 300 days of accumulation, of 360 days of accumulation, we are planning to take up. Sir, instead of taking up 360 days, at least that accumulated leave which has been promised 270 days, that we should get it as full benefit. Because our honorable members of parliament, when they wanted an increase or enhancement in their salary, without caste, creed, political party, they will raise their hands to get 200% of hike in their wage. Whereas when we ask from 240 days to 360, many of our parliamentarians will definitely get high blood pressure, because they only want to enjoy the benefit, they don't want to give it to others. So let us not also put them into stress by asking 360 days. Let us increase it by 30 days, let us get 270 days. But that resolution should definitely be taken up.
270 days is already done. It is already 270 days now.
So another point I wanted to take out is, even though it is AIBOC state conference, from the newspaper I heard our respected chairman has announced 3% of our profit for the welfare of the employees who are going to perform in a better way. My suggestion through this August forum is, instead of sharing the 3% to the existing employees, it will be more better to recruit more people through which we can solve at least some of the unemployment issues, as well as we as existing comrades will definitely get helping hand. So I wanted to make this request through this August forum. And there is an anomaly found between the award shop employees and officers in our recently concluded settlement. So I request our leaders to look into this matter. We will be giving the input also to you, sir, so that you can take up this matter, but kindly see that officers are paid better and their rightful share when compared to the award staff. Finally, I wanted to request is that regulated working hours. One madam has rightly said that let us work from 9 to 9 or let us work to 10 to 6. Let us at least fix a timing, because when the timing is more clear to us, then people will make up their mind to work as per the given time. Now regulated working hours means now we will have to clarify and we will have to take a stand that what is regulated working hour, from which time to which time we have to be in the office, and what is the timing of our for clerical staff they have 7 hours of working. So let us do 10 hours of working also, no problem, because we are officers, we have more responsibility, we don't deny that. But let us also try to get the time fixed for us. Let it be 10 hours or 12 hours, whatever the time may be, but let us have the time fixed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jiva. Next is Comrade Duraisamy from Dhanlakshmi Bank Officers Association, and after that Comrade Selva Bhakyamani from Central Bank of India.
மேடையில் இருக்கும் அமர்ந்திருக்கும் ஐபோக் தலைவர்களுக்கும் என் முன்னால் குடியிருக்கும் எல்லா வங்கி ஊழியர்கள், வங்கி அலுவலர்களுக்கும், அதிகாரிகளுக்கும், தனலட்சுமி பேங்க் ஆஃபீஸர்ஸ் ஆர்கனைசேஷன் நன்றி கலந்த வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். எங்கள் ரீஜனல் ஆஃபீஸில் அஸ்ரஃப் அலி சார் தமிழில் ஒரு 2 பக்கம் எழுதியிருக்காரு. டைம் ஷார்ட்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. நான் தொடர்ந்து பேசினா ஏதாவது பாயிண்ட்ஸ் விட்டுருவேன். அதனால் அதை நான் உங்கள் முன்னால் படிக்கிறதுக்கு பர்மிஷன் கேட்டுக்கிறேன். வணக்கம். நான் இன்று உங்கள் முன் தலை நிமிர்ந்து நிற்கிறேன். தனலட்சுமி வங்கி அதிகாரிகளின் சங்கத்தின் உறுப்பினராகிய நாங்கள் இன்று பெருமிதம் கொள்கிறோம். எங்கள் இயக்கத்தின் பொதுச் செயலாளர் பி. மோகனன் அவர்களை பணி நீக்கம் செய்து நீதிக்கு புறம்பாக வங்கி நிர்வாகத்தால் ஒரு துளி பேனா மையினால் இடப்பட்ட உத்தரவை எதிர்த்து எங்களால் தினமாக எதிர்த்திருக்க முடியுது. அதற்கு பக்கபலமாக நின்ற ஐபோக் சங்க தலைவர்களுக்கு நாங்கள் என்றும் நன்றி கழிவர்களாக கடமைப்பட்டிருக்கிறோம். எங்கள் தலைவரை நீக்குவதற்கு எந்த காரணமும் சொல்லப்படவில்லை, குற்றப்பத்திரிகை வாசிக்கப்படவில்லை, விசாரணை நடத்தப்படவில்லை, நேரடியாக அவரது தரப்பு நியாயங்களும் செவிமெடுக்கப்படவில்லை. தொழிற்சங்க இயக்கத்தையும் அதன் தலைவர்களையும் ஒழித்துக் கொட்டுவதற்காக நிர்வாகம் எடுத்த சட்டத்திற்கு புறம்பான ஒரு நடவடிக்கையாகும். இதன் காரணமாக ஐபோக்கின் இம்மாதிரியான மகாநாடுகள் தான் முக்கியத்துவம் பெறுகின்றன. தனலட்சுமி பேங்க் ஆஃபீஸர்ஸ் ஆர்கனைசேஷன் மிகச்சிறிய அமைப்பின் உறுப்பினராகிய நாங்கள் 1205 பேர் தான் மெம்பராக இருக்கோம். உங்கள் முன்பு கூப்பிய கரங்களுடன் நிற்கின்றோம். ஐபோக் என்னும் பேரியக்கத்தின் குறிப்பாக அதன் தமிழ்நாடு பிரிவின் தோழமையும் உறுதியும் இல்லாவிட்டால் நாங்கள் அந்த 33 நாட்கள் வேலை நிறுத்தத்தை மன உறுதியுடன் எதிர்கொள்வதற்கு முடியாது என்பதை நான் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். வங்கி உலக வரலாற்றையே 3வது முறையாக தொடர் வேலை நிறுத்தத்தில் ஈடுபட்டு வரலாறு படைத்தது தனலட்சுமி பேங்க் ஆஃபீஸர்ஸ் ஆர்கனைசேஷன். அதிலும் இம்முறை மிக நீண்ட நாட்கள், 33 நாட்கள். வேலை நீக்க உத்தரவை 2 மாதங்களுக்கு முன் நிறுத்தப்பட்டுள்ளது. நிலைமை 2 மாதங்களுக்கு முன்பு மீண்டும் பரிசீலனை செய்யப்படும் என்று கூறியிருக்கிறார்கள். எல்லாவற்றுக்கும் மேலாக முடிவு என்ன என்பது முக்கியமல்ல, அநீதிக்கு எதிராக நாம் மேற்கொண்ட போர்க்கோலம் வங்கி அதிகாரிகள் இயக்க வரலாற்றையே பொன்னெழுத்துக்களால் பொறிக்கப்பட வேண்டிய ஒன்று. எமது போராட்டத்தை முடிவுக்கு கொண்டு வரும் பொருட்டு கேரள உள்துறை அமைச்சருடன் 2 நாட்கள் பேச்சுவார்த்தை நடைபெற்றது. அதில் முக்கிய பங்காற்றிய மாபெரும் தலைவர் திரு பிரான்சிஸ் பிராங்கோ மற்றும் ஐபோக் கேரளத்தில் உள்ள தலைவர்கள், குறிப்பாக ஃபெடரல் பேங்க், ஈவன் ஒரு அங்கத்தினர் கூட இல்லாத பெஃபியை சேர்ந்த நரேந்திரன் அவர்கள் கொடுத்த ஒத்துழைப்பை நாங்கள் என்றும் மறக்க முடியாது. எல்லோருக்கும் சிறந்தாழ்ந்த வணக்கங்களை உங்களுக்கு சமர்ப்பிக்கிறோம் தோழர்கள் அவர்களை. எங்களது போராட்டத்தை வரலாற்று சிறப்பு மிக்கதென்றும் இதுவரை உலகம் கண்டிராது என்றும் தனித்துவம் மிக்கது என்றும் இன்னும் பல பல வகையில் உயர்த்தி போற்றி பேசிய பேச்சாளர்களுக்கு எங்கள் மனப்பான்மையான நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறோம். ஆனால் ஒன்று மட்டும் நிச்சயம், எங்களது போராட்டம் சுயமரியாதைக்கான போராட்டம். ஒரு வங்கியாளர் நிம்மதியாக பணியாற்றவும் பொருளீட்டவும் அவசியமான அடிப்படை உரிமைக்கான போராட்டம். சட்டபூர்வமான முறையில் இந்நாட்டில் தொழிற்சங்கத்தை இயக்கத்தை நடத்துவதை உறுதி செய்வதற்கான போராட்டம். நாங்கள் உறுதிபட கூறுகின்றோம், எங்கள் போராட்டத்தின் காரணமாக இந்த மாதிரி அரக்கத்தனமான செயல்களை எந்த ஒரு நிறுவனமும் இனிமேல் எடுப்பதற்கு துணியாது. ஆம் தோழர்களே, எங்களது நீண்ட நாள் வேலைகள் நிறுத்தம் காரணமாக ஒரே ஒரு நோக்கம் நிறைவேறினாலும் அதன் மூலம் நாங்கள் கற்றுக்கொண்ட பாடங்கள் பல பல. கொல்லம் மற்றும் திருச்சூரில் எங்கள் உறுப்பினர்கள் சாகும் வரை உண்ணாவிரதம் போராட்டம் மேற்கொண்டார்கள். சென்னையில் 9 டெமான்ஸ்ட்ரேஷன் நடத்தினார்கள். 2 ஹங்கர் ஸ்ட்ரைக் தொடர்ந்து நடத்தி கொடுத்தார்கள். உண்ணாவிரத்தின் போது அனைவரும் உடல்நிலை மோசமாக இருந்ததால் அவர்களை கேரள காவல்துறை அதிகாரிகள் கைது செய்த போராட்டத்தை கைவிட வேண்டிய நிலைமை ஏற்பட்டது. தோழர்களே, சென்னையில் இருந்த போராட்டத்தை நினைவு கூறுகிறோம். நமது ஐபோக் தலைவர்கள் மற்றும் குறிப்பாக தோழர் பிராங்கோ, தோழர் விஜயசேனன், தோழர் அனந்தகுமார், தோழர் ரெட்டி அவர்கள், தோழர் கோபிகாஷ், சிதம்பரகுமார் மற்றும் கோவையை சார்ந்த வணங்காமணி சார், ராகவேந்திரன், இன்னும் பல பல பேர் சொல்லிக்கொண்டு போனால் நீண்டு கொண்டே போகும். ஐ டோன்ட் வாண்ட் யாரையும் நான் குறிப்பிட்டு சொல்லணும் என்று இல்லை. இவர்களுடைய மனமார்ந்த உறுதுரின், அது விஜயசேனன் சார்லாம் சென்னையில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா காலையில் அவர் சொன்ன மாதிரி காலையில் வந்து உட்காந்துருவார் 9:30 மணிக்கு முன்னால். அப்புறம் தான் எங்கள் ஆஃபீஸர்ஸே வருவாங்க. 6 மணி வரைக்கும் அந்த பந்தல் அங்கேருந்து போகிற வரைக்கும் உட்காந்துருப்பார். ஃப்ராங்கோ சார் அவர் வீட்டில் வந்து ஒரு மேடம், உஷா மேடம் வீட்டில் நிலத்தில் உட்காந்துட்டு பேசினார். அதெல்லாம் நாங்கள் இன்னும் எங்களால் அதெல்லாம் கொடுத்த ஒரு மன உறுதி தான் இன்னைக்கு உங்க முன்னால் தைரியமா நிமிர்ந்து நிற்கிறோம். ஆம் தோழர்களே, இந்த 33 நாட்கள் நாங்கள் ஊதியத்தை இழந்திருக்கலாம். போராட்டத்தில் நாங்கள் பெற்ற பணங்கள் எண்ணற்றவை. புதிய ஊக்கத்தையும் புதிய சக்தியையும் புதிய எழுச்சிற்கான அதிர்வலையும் இந்த போராட்டம் தந்துள்ளது. ஒரு போராட்டத்திற்கு பிறகு பொதுச் செயலாளர் எல்லா தளத்திலும் ஒரு விஷயத்தை குறிப்பிடுவார். அதாவது எங்கள் உறுப்பினர்கள் 1000 பொதுச் செயலாளர்களாக 1000 தலைவர்களாக உருவாக்கி இருக்கிறார். ஒவ்வொருத்தருக்கும் ஒவ்வொரு வெறும் 1200 பேர் மட்டுமில்ல, உங்க பின்னால 2.5 லட்சம் பேர் இருக்காங்க. நம்ம எந்த ஒரு போராட்டம் இருந்தாலும் உறுதுணையா இருந்தா கண்டிப்பா அதுல ஜெயிக்க முடியும். வெற்றி மட்டும்தான் நிச்சயங்கிறது ஒரு நல்ல பாடம் எங்களுக்கு இந்த 33 நாள் ஸ்ட்ரைக்கை காட்டி கொடுத்து, அதை மட்டும் நம்ம தோழர்கள் மனசுல வச்சுட்டு எந்த ஸ்ட்ரைக் ஆனாலும் சாலிடாரிட்டியை மட்டும் தயவு செஞ்சு விட்டு கொடுக்காதீங்க. அதுதான் உங்களுக்கு கேட்கக்கூடிய ஒரு மிகப்பெரிய ரிக்வஸ்ட். நாங்கள் பல விஷயங்களை கற்றுக்கொண்டோம். தன்னலமற்றவர்களாக திகழ்வது எப்படி என்று கற்றுக்கொண்டோம். பயத்தை வேரோடு கிள்ளி எறிந்திட கற்றுக்கொண்டோம். அநீதிக்கு எதிராக போராட கற்றுக்கொண்டோம். பசியை வென்றிட கற்றுக்கொண்டோம். பிரச்சனை சூழும் நேரத்தில் பதட்டமின்றி செயல்பட்டு சமாதானத்தை எப்படி கொண்டு விடுவது என்பதை கற்றுக்கொண்டோம். எல்லாவற்றுக்கும் மேலாக எடுத்த செயல்கள் எல்லாம் வெற்றிபடி எப்படி நாட்டுவது என்று கற்றுக்கொண்டோம். விடைபெறும் தருவாயில் ஐபோக் இயக்கத்திற்கு உறுதிமொழியை தெரிவிக்கிறோம். நாங்கள் என்றும் உங்களுக்கு நன்றியுடையாக இருப்போம். என்றும் ஐபோஎஸின் வீரர்களாக உறுதுணையோடு உங்களுடைய எல்லா வித போராட்டங்களுக்கும் தேவைகளுக்கும் நாங்கள் உறுதுணையாக இருப்போம் என்று கூட்டுக்கொள்கிறேன். இந்த தருணத்தில் எங்களுக்கு தோள் கொடுத்து வழிகாட்டி வெற்றிபெற செய்த அனைத்து வங்கி அதிகாரிகளின் சங்கத்தையும், குறிப்பாக ஃபெடரல் பேங்க் பால் முண்டாடன், நரேந்திரன், ஏஐடியூசி, ஐஓடிசி சங்கத்தை சார்ந்த அலுவலர்கள், ஈவன் ரிட்டையர்டு ஃபோரம்ஸ், தமிழ்நாட்டில் அந்த அளவுக்கு ஆக்டிவிட்டி இல்லை, கேரளாவில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ரிட்டையர்ட் ஃபோரம்ஸ், ஆல் ஏஜ் அபவுட் 70-75 மெம்பர்ஸ், அவங்க பந்தலில் உட்காந்து அந்த சமிதிக்கு சப்போர்ட் பண்ணி, மழை கொட்டும் மழை, இங்கெல்லாம் அந்த மழை பார்க்கவே முடியாது, அந்த மழையிலேயே அவங்க எல்லாம் எங்களோட உதவி இருந்தது. நாங்கள் என்றைக்குமே மறக்க முடியாது, நன்றி மறக்க முடியாது. அதுக்கு மேலாக எல்லாத்துக்கும் மேலாக கண்ணின் கம்பெனியில் இருந்த எங்களுடைய அங்க உறுப்பினர்கள் ஒவ்வொருத்தரும் பாரிங் 1 or 2 சில பேர் தான் போனாங்க. பட் அவங்களும் இப்போ எங்கள் முன்னால் தலை குனிஞ்சு நிற்க வேண்டிய ஒரு நிர்பந்தத்துக்கு ஆகிட்டாங்க. ஏன்னா அவங்க இடையில போய் சேர்ந்துட்டாங்க. நம்மளும் இவங்களோட இருந்திருக்கலாமோன்னு வருத்தப்படுறாங்க. இனிமேல் ஒரு போராட்டம் வரப்போ நமக்குள்ள ஒரு டிஃபரன்ஷியேஷன் இல்லாமல் எல்லாரும் ஒரு உறுதுணையாக இருந்து அந்த என்ன லட்சியமோ அதுக்கு பாடுபட்டு ஐபோக்கு நம்ம எல்லா சப்போர்ட்டும் கொடுப்போம்னு வேண்டிக்கிறேன். சொல்ல வணக்கம்.
Thank you, Comrade Durasamy. Next is Comrade Selva Bhakyamani from Central Bank of India. After that, the Treasurer will submit the Treasurer's report, and after him, Comrade Vanangamudi, Canara Bank.
Respected leaders on the dais, off the dais, and my dear comrades, sir, preference given to women officers, it is always in writing. Even in our bank, some preference is given to women officers, but even in the last process for scale 1 officers also, they have been shunted out some 150 kilometers from Chennai to Viluppuram simply on rotation. So something must be done, sir, to make it uniform in all banks so that lady officers at the age of above 50, they are disturbed out of the station. And crutch facilities, if it is made possible, at least in metro centers like in Mount Road or something like that in Chennai, then it will be beneficial for all new officers. Sir, whenever we go for canvassing, all the retirees, those who are going to retire, they are all asking why pension is getting decreased after this wage revision. At any wage revision, it has not happened. So please explain to us, sir. And in WhatsApp group and all youngsters, they are all asking that in many of the banks, levy is not taken. So uniform levy, if it is taken on arrears, then this will avoid. It can be avoided. And this performers and non-performers, slowly in our bank, earlier that star rating was there. In earlier meeting also I have told. So now they have again issued one circular stating that 5 non-performing branch managers in every region, they have to be selected and they have to be given a memo like DO letter. If they don't perform even in September, after September quarter, they have to be shunted out of the zone. Sir, this will creep in all the banks. Like in State Bank of India also, Madam has asked for 3% incentives. In the name of incentives, it is better to motivate people than to demotivate others, stating that they are all non-performers. And invoking clause regulation 23, that also must be avoided, sir, because on the retirement day, the officer is going without any money. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Now I request Comrade Bhavani Shankar, our treasurer, to present the treasurer's report which has to be adopted.
Dear President and Secretary and my dear members, I am happy to present the income and expenditure statement from 1/4/2014 to 23/7/2015. The receipts and payments up to 23rd July have been accounted for. First, I will read out the details of sources. As on 1/4/2014, the opening balance was 2,49,565.42, and we earned interest from bank to the extent of rupees 6,770. We had an account with Bank of India and we got it transferred to the State Bank of India, and the amount was 27,596. We received from our affiliates amount to the extent of 3,39,200, the details of which are given in page 38 of the report. And some of the expenditure have been met by State Bank of India Office Association, and it is to the amount extent of rupees 3,61,733. And we received an amount of rupees 4 lakhs from headquarters. And the total income during the period is 13,84,864 and paise 42. And in the area of users, we have conducted members meet on 2 occasions, on 9/4/2014 and on 26/5/2015, and an amount of rupees 1,73,020 and paise 42 was incurred towards this. And we conducted Women's Convention on 6th July 2014 at the same venue. We have incurred an expenditure of rupees 1,53,477. And we have conducted seminar on public sector undertakings on 2 venues. One is Vidyodaya Hall and second is here. And we have spent an amount of rupees 2,89,422 rupees. And we have released a book on public sector reforms, and the cost was rupees 1,03,150. And we have conducted a dharna on 13/10/2014, and the expenditure was rupees 17,640. And in various strike action programs, we have incurred an amount of 94,918 rupees. And the present closing balance as on 23rd July was 5,53,237. And we have received an amount of various amounts from various banks after 23rd July 2015, and it has to be accounted for, and I shall read from whom I have received after that. From KVOB, Karur Vysya Bank Association 3,600, Union Bank, Syndicate Bank, Bank of India, Andhra Bank, State Bank of India Officer Association, Punjab National Bank Officer Association, United Bank of India Officer Association, Corporation Bank, DBOO, IOBOA, and Vijaya Bank. I request the August House to approve the expenditure. Thank you.
Thank you, Comrade Bhavani. Next is Comrade Vanangamudi, and after that Comrade Ramasubramaniam, Lakshmi Vilas.
அனைவருக்கும் அன்பான மாலை வணக்கங்கள். உண்மையாகவே இன்றைக்கி ஒரு புதிய அனுபவம் தான். நம்ம ஸ்டேட் ஐபாக் கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் அட்டன் பண்ணுறது நானும் கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 25-30 வருஷமாக ட்ரேட் யூனியன் சைடில் இருந்தாலும் ஸ்டேட் கான்ஃபரன்ஸ்னு இப்போ நான் அட்டன் பண்ணுறது இதுதான் ஃபஸ்ட் டைம் இங்கே சென்னையில். அதுக்காக ஃபஸ்ட்டு நான் நம்ம விஜயசேனன் அவர்களுக்கும் அண்ணன் ஃப்ராங்கோ அவர்களுக்கும் எனது மனமார்ந்த நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். இதை இப்போ கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் அப்படின்னாலே நமக்கெல்லாம் மனப்பாடமாக ஆயிடுச்சு. காலையில் ஒரு இனாகுரேஷன் செஷன், அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு டெலிகேட் செஷன்னு, அப்புறம் எலெக்ஷன்னு, அப்புறம் வீட்டுக்கு போக வேண்டியது. இது ஒரு சிஸ்டம் தே ஹவ் ஃபார்ம்டு. பட் இந்த சிஸ்டம் எந்த அளவுக்கு அந்தந்த யூனிட்டுக்கு அப்ளிகபிள் ஆகுதுன்றதையும் நம்ம பார்க்கணும். ஐ எம் யங்கர் டு மெனி ஆஃப் த சீனியர் லீடர்ஸ், பட் இருந்தாலும் ஆஸ் எ பார்ட் ஆஃப் தி ஆர்கனைசேஷன் ஐ ஹாவ் த டியூட்டி டு டெல் ஆல்சோ. நான் சப்போஸ் ஒரு டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் நடத்துகிறேன்னு வச்சுங்க, டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் கான்ஃபரன்ஸ்லேயும் நான் இதே மாதிரி ரெசல்யூஷன், நதிகளை இணைக்கிறது, அப்புறம் சைனா பெரிய வால் கட்டுறது, இதெல்லாம் நான் போய் டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் யூனிட்டில் நான் ரெசல்யூஷன் போட்டுட்டு இருந்தேன்னா மேபி irrelevant. பட் இந்த இடத்துல ஸ்டேட் கான்ஃபரன்ஸை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் ரெசல்யூஷன்ஸ் ஷுட் பி ரிலவெண்ட் டு தி கான்ஃபரன்ஸ், ஸ்டேட் கான்ஃபரன்ஸ். ஸ்டேட் கான்ஃபரன்ஸினுடைய நோக்கம் என்ன, ஸ்டேட் கான்ஃபரன்ஸில் ஐபாக்னுடைய ரெசல்யூஷன்ஸ் எப்படி இருக்கணும் அப்படின்றத பற்றி சில நேரங்களில் நம்ம கொஞ்சம் வாதிக்கலாம் அல்லது ஆர்கியூ பண்ணலாம், ஒன்றும் தப்பு கிடையாது. டு இம்ப்ரூவ் எனி ஆர்கியூமெண்ட் ஆர் டிஸ்கஷன் ஒன்லி டு இம்ப்ரூவ். ஸோ அந்த விதத்தில் பார்க்கும்போது ரெசல்யூஷன் அப்படின்றது என்ன அப்படின்னா, இந்த கான்ஃபரன்ஸுக்கும் அடுத்த கான்ஃபரன்ஸுக்கும் நடுவில் இருக்கக்கூடிய அஜெண்டா ஃபார் தி ஆர்கனைசேஷன் டு அச்சீவ். எனக்கு முன்னாடி பேசின நண்பர் பேசினார், இட் இஸ் an agenda given to the organization to achieve before the next conference. இப்போ நமக்கு இருக்கக்கூடிய 30-40 ரெசல்யூஷன்ஸில் nothing is relevant to achieve from the state conference. But for that ரெசல்யூஷன் எப்படி இருந்திருக்கலாம் அப்படின்னும் போது, இன்னைக்கு இருக்கக்கூடிய தமிழ்நாட்டில் இருக்கக்கூடிய 32 டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் யூனிட்டையும் நாங்கள் ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுவோம். அடுத்த கான்ஃபரன்ஸுக்கு முன்னாடி 32 டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் யூனிட்டையும் நான் ஆக்டிவேட் பண்ணிடுவோம். 32 டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் செக்ரட்டரி பிரசிடென்ட்ஸை அடுத்த கான்ஃபரன்ஸுக்கு நாங்கள் கூப்பிடுவோம். 32 டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட்லையும் இப்போ தனலட்சுமி பேங்க்குக்கு மாதிரி ஏதாவது நடந்தால் 32 டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட்லையும் எங்களுடைய ஆக்டிவிட்டி இருக்கும். அதை விட மிகப்பெரிய விஷயம் என்னன்னா, விஜயசேனன் ஒரு 32 கால் கொடுத்தா தமிழ்நாடே ஸ்தம்பிச்சு போயிடும் பேங்க் அப்படின்ற ஒரு எய்மோட நம்முடைய ரெசல்யூஷன் இருக்கணும், நம்முடைய ஆர்கனைசேஷன்ஸ் இருக்கணும். ஆக்சுவலாக பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஐபாக் இருக்கட்டும் அல்லது இண்டிவிஜுவல் பேங்க்ஸாக இருக்கட்டும், வெதர் த ட்ரேட் யூனியன் ஸ்ட்ராங்கா வீக்கா அப்படின்ற கேள்வியை நீங்கள் மனசுக்குள்ள கேட்டு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, எவ்வளவு மிகப்பெரிய ஸ்ட்ராங்கான ஆர்கனைசேஷன் நமதுன்றதை நம்ம நம்பணும். பேசிக்கா நம்ம இந்த வேஜ் ரிவிஷன்ல 15%, 12.5, 13% சொன்னதுக்கு அல்லது அதை அச்சீவ் பண்ணது நமக்கு சாட்டிஸ்ஃபைடு லெவல்ல இல்லைன்னாலும், பேசிக்கா ஒருவேளை நம்ம மனசுக்குள்ள நம்ம ஸ்ட்ராங் இல்லையோ அப்படின்ற எண்ணம் ஒருவேளை இருந்திருக்கலாமோன்ற சந்தேகம் நிறைய பேருக்கு இருக்கு. நான் ஸ்ட்ராங்னு நான் ஃபீல் பண்ணேன்னா கண்டிப்பாக என்னால் அச்சீவ் பண்ண முடியும், அந்த டார்கெட்டை என்னால் ரீச் பண்ண முடியும்ன்ற டார்கெட்டும் என்னால் ஈஸியாக ரீச் பண்ண முடிஞ்சிருக்கணும். ஒரு விதத்தில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா சின்ன லெவலில் நான் டிஸ்ட்ரிக்டில் ஐ எம் ஒன்லி டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் செக்ரட்டரி ஆர் டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் பிரசிடென்ட் ஆஃப் கோயம்புத்தூர் ஐபாக். Subsequently only I was made as a EC member of AIBOC. All India EC member subsequently. So when I was a president, only a small district AIBOC president ன்ட்டு எனக்கு ஒரு பதவி கொடுத்த உடனே நான் I took it as a challenge. அதாவது எனக்கு ஒரு பெரிய இந்தியாவுடைய பிரசிடென்ட் கொடுத்த மாதிரி நினைப்பு. எனக்கு அந்த நினைப்பை வச்சுக்கிட்டு ஒரு தரம் விஜயா பேங்க்ல ஒரு டிஜிஎம் இஸ் இல்ட்ரீட்டிங் தி ஆபீஸ் பேரர்ஸ் ஆஃப் விஜயா பேங்க். விஜயா பேங்கினுடைய ஆபீஸ் பேரர்ஸ் அந்த டிஜிஎம் இஸ் இல்ட்ரீட்டிங். ஜஸ்ட் லைக் தட் ஹி இஸ் மேக்கிங் திங்ஸ், மேக்கிங் ஃபன் ஆஃப் தி ஆர்கனைசேஷன். தென் ஹி கேம் அண்ட் ரிப்போர்ட்டட் டு அஸ். ஒரு ஐபாக் மீட்டிங்ல ரிப்போர்ட் பண்ணாங்க. இமிடியட்லி ஐ கால்டு த டிஜிஎம், டுமாரோ ஐ வாண்ட் டு மீட் யூ. அவர் கேட்ட எதுக்காக அப்படின்னாரு. In your bank there is some industrial dispute. I wanted to come and address the issue. I want an appointment at 4 o'clock. When I got the appointment, the entire things were from there to it went to head office, Vijaya Bank head office ED. Then ED called the general secretary of Vijaya Bank. General secretary of Vijaya Bank called the DGM. Subsequently, before I met 4 o'clock, 12 o'clock the DGM called me and told, I am apologizing, I will not repeat it. That is the strength of the AIBOC. When even during the work on time, when the State Bank of Patiala or some bank is working after 5 o'clock or before, or they are calling on holidays, I asked that chief manager to attend to my things. I want to meet him. We went in a big crowd. Within just half an hour we can make a crowd. We went in a crowd and we sat with him and we discussed Allahabad Bank. Then immediately the chief manager has apologized. Then he closed and he asked all the POs to go out of the office. Whether it is a Allahabad Bank, whether it is a Vijaya Bank, nothing matters for us because we are under the banner of AIBOC district president only. So when the State Bank of Patiala, that officer was humiliated by the assistant general manager of that bank, immediately after seeing in WhatsApp, Evening I saw it in WhatsApp. Next day morning we conducted a dharna before the State Bank of Patiala with a much objection from their own bank also. But we wanted to register. This should not happen to any of the bankers in the banking industry. So friends, I can tell you that AIBOC in a small unit like a district president, district secretary can do like this. My state secretary and my state president and my all India general secretary and president can stall. When I can challenge the DGM or GM of the circle, why not my state president and my AIBOC general secretary can question the authority of the district finance secretary also, Department of Finance secretary also. That is possible because we are not a single person. We are not a single person. We are with the strongest hold of, even for Coimbatore I can tell you, we have the 2,000 strong members of AIBOC. I have conducted, because with the support of all my friends, we have conducted the rally during the work on time. It is possible. We have not tried. That is the only reply I can tell. If you try, it is possible in all the district also. We conducted the rally on the working day by 5:15. We gave the time by 5:15 on working day. By 5:30 we started the rally. The traffic was jammed in Coimbatore. Finally 600 officers participated in the rally on working day at 5:30. When it is possible, everything is possible. When Dhanalakshmi Bank friends, I have to thank Mr. Doraiswamy and their team. One Rajashekharan, a newly emerged leader, he was having lot of contact, lot of coordination. All of them, when they came to us to represent their matter, they represented in the morning, 11 o'clock they represented the issue. We got the police permission by 12 o'clock. We conducted the demonstration by 4:30. Within 6 hours, we could able to mobilize 150 people in front of the Dhanalakshmi Bank. That was the biggest show. Because why I am telling, I am not boosting our strength or our mobility or our things. I wanted to impress upon it. Members are having lot of confidence on the organization and the leadership. Leaders, definitely they have got lot of things, promises from the members. Only thing, we have to motivate them, we have to make them as a team and we have to lead them. Then we can show the strength of the AIBOC so that no officer like Indian Bank, some near to Thiruvallur branch, nobody should undergo such things in the days to come. Friends, I used to tell, it is not our demand or it is not our endeavor to get 15% or 25%, 30% salary revision. It's all will come.
Comrade, please be brief.
It's all will come. It all will come in the days to come. Our endeavor is, when we are working in the bank, we should maintain the self-respect. We should have the self-respect. We should not have the threat from anyone, whether it is a top person or a customer. We should not have any threat from that. For that, we have to pass a resolution here, and the resolution we should read. Any such events, entire state will go on strike. That a resolution we have to pass. Before the next conference, we have to get the fund from the central office. We have to conduct the state conference. We have to form the district units. All the district units should be made vibrant so that the officers will not undergo any such events. What happened in Indian Bank. Thank you, friends. Thank you.
Thank you. Comrade Ramasubramaniam, Lakshmi Vilas Bank. And after that, Comrade R. Balaji, State Bank of India.
இந்த மாநில மகாநாட்டின் தலைவர் அன்பிற்குரிய பிராங்கோ அவர்களே, மேடையில் வீற்றிருக்கின்ற சங்கத்தின் முன்னோடிகளே, நான் சார்ந்திருக்கின்ற லட்சுமி விலாஸ் வங்கி அதிகாரிகள் சங்கத்தின் தோழர்களே, இங்கே கூடியிருக்கின்ற இனிய நண்பர்களே, உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் முதற்கண் என்னுடைய நன்றி கலந்த வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்ள ஆசைப்படுகிறேன். இன்றைய தினம் மிகச்சிறப்பானது ஒரு கூட்டத்தை நம்முடைய பிராங்கோ தோழர் விஜயசேனன் மற்றும் உள்ள அனைவரும் அழகாக கூட்டியிருக்கின்றார்கள். நீண்ட இடைவெளிக்கு பிறகு இந்த கூட்டம் நடைபெறுகிறது என்று நம்முடைய பொதுச் செயலாளருடைய அறிக்கையில் சுட்டிக்காட்டியிருக்கின்றார்கள். கடந்த 11 ஆண்டுகளுக்கு பிறகு இப்பொழுது இந்த கூட்டம் கூட்டப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. அன்பிற்குரிய தோழர்களே, இன்றைய தினம் காலையில் தோழர் சுதர்சன் அவர்கள் எடுத்துச் சொன்னதைப் போல நம்முடைய இருக்கின்ற உணர்வுகள் எல்லாம் எப்படியெல்லாம் வெளிப்பட வேண்டும் என்று ஒரு உதாரணத்தை சொல்கிறேன். இன்றைய தினம் போராடிய நம்முடைய தனலட்சுமி அதிகாரிகள் சங்க தோழர்களுக்கெல்லாம் முதலில் நான் சார்ந்திருக்கக்கூடிய லட்சுமி விலாஸ் அதிகாரிகள் சங்கத்தின் சார்பாக உள்ள உணர்வோடு மிகுந்த நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொண்டு அந்த தோழர்களுக்கு நீங்கள் எல்லோரும் மிகுந்த பாராட்டை எல்லாம் தெரிவித்தீர்கள். உங்களுடைய பாராட்டை நீங்கள் இன்னும் தெரிவித்துக் கொண்டிருப்பீர்கள் என்றால் அவர்கள் மேலும் வளருவார்கள். அதே போல அந்த தோழர்கள் எந்த அளவுக்கு எவ்வளவு வேகமாக போராட வேண்டுமோ அகில இந்திய அதிகாரிகள் சங்கம் உள்ளபடியே மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறது. ஒரு தனியார் வங்கி அதிகாரிகள் சங்கத்திற்கு நம்முடைய ஐபோக் பொதுச் செயலாளர் ஹர்விந்தர் சிங்கும் சரி, இங்கே இருக்கின்ற தோழர் பிராங்கோ அவர்களும் சரி, எத்தனை சுற்றறிக்கைகள் எத்தனை போராட்ட அறிவிப்புகள் எல்லாம் அறிவித்தார்கள் என்று நீங்கள் எண்ணி பார்க்கின்ற நேரத்தில் நான் சார்ந்திருக்கின்ற தனியார் வங்கி லட்சுமி விலாஸ் வங்கி எங்களுடைய உணர்வுகள் போராட்டத்தால் பூத்தது. நாங்கள் உணர்வால் நாங்கள் வளர்ந்திருக்கின்றோம். அவருடைய வழி உள்ளபடியே எங்களுக்கும் தெரிகிறது. ஒவ்வொரு தோழர்களுக்குள்ளும் ஒரு போராட்ட உணர்வு கட்டாயம் இருக்க வேண்டிய அவசியத்தில் நாம் இருக்கிறோம் என்று இன்றைய தினம் தோழர் சுதர்சன் அவர்கள் எடுத்துச் சொன்னார்கள். காரணம் ஏன் சொல்கிறேன் என்றால், வரப்புயர நீர் உயரும், நீர் உயர நெல் உயரும், நெல் உயர கோல் உயரும், கோல் உயர மன்னன் செங்கோல் உயரும். நம்முடைய மாநில தலைமை அகில இந்திய தலைமை வளர வேண்டும் என்றால் நம் ஒவ்வொரு தோழர்களும் உணர்வு மிக்கவர்களாக நாம் உருவாக வேண்டும் என்று எடுத்து சொல்லி ஒரே ஒரு உதாரணத்தை சொல்கிறேன். நான் ஒருவன் என்னுடைய அதிகாரிகள் சங்கம் லட்சுமி விலாஸ் அதிகாரிகள் சங்கம் எனக்கு ஒரு கட்டளையை பிறப்பித்தது. ஒரு மகாநாட்டை கூட்டுவதை போட்டு ஒரு செமினாரை நடத்த வேண்டும் என்று என்னை பணித்தார்கள். நாங்கள் கன்னியாகுமரியில் ஒரு செமினாரை நடத்தினோம். இங்கே இருக்கின்ற தலைவர்களுக்கெல்லாம் தெரியும். அந்த செமினார் ஒரே ஒரு தோழருடைய உணர்வால் எங்களுடைய சங்க தலைமை எனக்கு உத்தரவிட்டதால் நடத்தப்பட்டது. வெங்கடேசாதரையா வந்திருந்தார்கள். சுமார் 800 தோழர்களை ஒரே அரங்கிற்கு கூட்டி ஒரு பெரிய மகாநாட்டை நடத்த வேண்டிய ஒரு சூழலை உருவாக்கிய என்றால் இங்கே இருக்கின்ற எல்லா தோழர்களுக்கும் அந்த உணர்வு கட்டாயமாக இருக்கும். அப்படிப்பட்ட உணர்வை நீங்கள் வளர்த்துக் கொள்ள வேண்டும் தோழர்களே. அதே போல இந்த 11 ஆண்டுகளுக்கு பிறகு நடக்கின்ற இந்த மகாநாடு ஒரு குறித்த காலகட்டத்திற்குள் ஒரு 3 வருட காலமாக அல்லது 2 வருடமோ ஏதோ ஒரு குறித்த காலத்திற்குள் மகாநாடு நடத்த வேண்டும் என்று இந்த கூட்டத்தை நான் பணிவோடு கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறேன். அதுபோல நான் எப்படியெல்லாம் முயற்சி எடுத்தால் நாம் எப்படியெல்லாம் மேலே போக வேண்டும், எப்படியெல்லாம் நம்முடைய உணர்வை நாம் வளர்த்துக் கொள்ள வேண்டும் என்று திருக்குறளில் ஒரே ஒரு குறள் வருகிறது. தெய்வத்தால் ஆகாதெனினும் முயற்சி தன் மெய்வருத்த கூலி தரும் என்று வள்ளுவர் சொல்லியிருப்பார். அதற்கு இதிகாசத்திலிருந்து ஒரே ஒரு கதையை மேற்கோள் காட்டி நான் விடைபெறலாம் என்று ஆசைப்படுகிறேன். அன்பிற்குரியவர்களே, ஒரு அழகிய குக்கிராமம். அந்த அழகிய குக்கிராமத்தில் ஒரு முனிவர் வருகின்றார். முனிவர் வருகின்ற பொழுது ஒரு மரத்தடியில் அந்த முனிவர் உட்கார்ந்திருக்கின்றார். அங்கே இருக்கின்றவர்கள் எல்லாம் யாரும் அந்த முனிவரை கண்டுகொள்வதாக தெரியவில்லை. அவர் உடனே அந்த ஊரில் இருக்கின்ற ஒரு சிலரை பார்த்து, இந்த ஊர் 50 வருடங்களுக்குள் எந்த விதமான விவசாயத்திற்கு தண்ணியே வராது, இந்த ஊர் பட்டு போகும் என்று ஒரு சாபத்தை இடுகின்றார்கள். அந்த ஊரில் இருக்கின்றவர்கள் அனைவரும் மிரண்டு போகின்றார்கள். இந்த ஊர் அழகிய ஊராச்சே, இந்த ஊரில் இப்படி எல்லாம் இவர் சாபம் இடுகிறாரே என்று எண்ணி என்னதான் செய்வது என்று அவர்களுக்கெல்லாம் மிகுந்த பெருத்த ஏமாற்றம், சந்தேகம். உடனே ஒரு வயதானவர், அவர் எப்பொழுதும் வயலுக்கு செல்வதை போல அவர் என்ன செய்கிறார், கலப்பையை எடுத்துக்கொண்டு அவர் உழுவதற்காக செல்கிறார். ஊரில் இருக்கின்றவர்கள் எல்லாம் இவன் பைத்தியக்காரன், உழுவதற்காக செல்கின்றானே, ஏற்கனவே ஒரு சாமியார் இப்படி சாபமிட்டு கொண்டு சென்றிருக்கிறார், நீ இவன் உழுது என்ன செய்ய போகிறார் என்று எல்லோரும் நினைத்தார்கள். அவன் சொன்னான், உள்ளபடியே உங்களைப் போலதான் எனக்கும், நான் உழுகிறேன் என்றால் நான் உழுகின்ற தொழில் எனக்கு மறந்து போகும் என்ற அடிப்படையில் நான் தினசரி 50 ஆண்டுகள் கழித்து தண்ணி வந்தாலும் பரவாயில்லை, என்னுடைய தொழில் மறந்து போகும், ஆகவே நான் உழுகிறேன் என்று சொன்னான். ஆனால் இறைவன் பரந்தாமன் அவன் வைத்திருக்கின்ற சங்கை வைத்து ஊதினால் மழை வரும் என்பது இதிகாசத்தை படித்தவர்களுக்கு தெரியும். பரந்தாமனும் 50 வருடங்கள் தண்ணி வராது என்று சொல்லிவிட்டாரே, அவன் சங்கையை அப்படியே வைத்து விட்டான். என்ன நடந்தது தெரியுமா? அந்த உழவன் எப்படி வயலிழப்பை எப்படி மழை வராது என்று சொன்னாரோ அதை போல அவன் உழுது கொண்டிருந்தானோ, பரந்தாமனும் நமக்கு 50 வருடங்களுக்கு பிறகு இதே மாதிரி சங்கு ஊதுவது கூட மறந்துவிடும் என்று ஒரு முறை ஊதி பார்ப்போமே என்று அவன் ஊதினான். உள்ளபடியே சொல்கிறேன் தோழர்களே, அவன் ஊதுகின்ற பொழுது அவன் ஊதினான், மழை வந்தது. அவர்களுக்குள்ள நம்பிக்கை முயற்சி வென்றது. ஆகவே நாம் ஒவ்வொரு தோழர்களுக்குள்ளும் ஒவ்வொரு உணர்வு இருக்கிறது. எப்படி தனலட்சுமி வங்கி தோழர் எப்படி போராடி எப்படி வென்றார்களோ அதை போல வருங்காலங்களிலும் சரி நாம் எந்த அளவுக்கு உணர்வு பூர்வமாக ஒற்றுமையாக இருந்து தலைவர்கள் எவ்வளி காட்டுகிறார்களோ அவ்வழியை நாம் பின்பற்றி வெற்றி பெற வேண்டும் என்று நான் சார்ந்திருக்கின்ற லட்சுமி விலாஸ் வங்கி அதிகாரிகள் சங்கத்தின் சார்பாக கேட்டுக்கொண்டு வாய்ப்புக்கு நன்றியை தெரிவித்து விடைபெற்றுக் கொள்கிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
நன்றி நன்றி. அடுத்தது காம்ரேட் ஆர் பாலாஜி. ஆஃப்டர் தட் காம்ரேட் சோமசுந்தரம், சிண்டிகேட் பேங்க். Comrade Balaji from SBI.
Leaders on the dais and off the dais. Good afternoon to one and all. Comrade, let me congratulate the General Secretary of Tamil Nadu State, AIBOC Tamil Nadu State Unit for bringing a wonderful report covering the aspects and activities from the year 2004 onwards in his report vividly. We all congratulated the Dhanalakshmi Bank officers for their wonderful struggle. But what has to be seen, it is not Dhanalakshmi Bank alone. In all the banks, the disciplinary proceedings rules. In respect of Dhanalakshmi Bank, it is 14(1), and in State Bank, it is 19(1). It gives the higher hand to the management to remove any officer by giving 3 months notice. What has happened to Dhanalakshmi Bank General Secretary is that only. So my humble request to the state unit or the leaders of the AIBOC to remove these kind of draconian rules from the service of the officers, whether it is Dhanalakshmi Bank or in the nationalized banks. By keeping a room for the management and fighting against the management is a different aspect. Today we have won. If the management is stubborn, what will happen to us? It is a Damocles sword lying on the heads of all the officers, whether it is a small bank or a big bank, that will be there. So my humble request to the top manager leaders are, please study the service rules of all the banks and remove the rules which are against the interest of the members and the officers. That is my first and foremost request on this forum. The second one is reviving of the district units. Let the Tamil Nadu State Unit take the privilege and give a roadmap to the district secretaries and district members to arrange for the CDP programs, career development programs, leadership programs at all levels. So the leaders from the various banks can address them and train them to be the militant. Thank you for giving the opportunity for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Comrade Balaji. The last speaker is Comrade Somasundaram, Syndicate Bank Officers Association. After that, the State Secretary will give his reply. Okay, one more last. After Comrade Somasundaram, Comrade Sai Babu, KVB. I cannot take more chits because we should conclude at least by 4 o'clock.
Respected President, Comrade Franco, Secretary, Comrade Sanan, and my dear colleagues. First of all, congratulate the team of AIBOC Tamil Nadu Unit to conduct the conference in a successful manner after a gap of 11 years. We have our own doubt for the before 2 years, whether the AIBOC Tamil Nadu is functioning or dysfunctioning. For the past 2 years only, a lot of momentum has gained under the leadership of Comrade Franco and Comrade Sanan and their team. We cannot forget there are so much of incidents and seminars are conducting. Women convention, then subsequently all public sector undertaking convention, second day program in the same venue, like that it becomes vibrant. And I don't want to repeat the same thing. I endorse the views of Comrade Banangamudi, who has insisted that district unit should be strengthened. and it should be formed at the immediate future and to take forward for the next conference. Regarding wage revision, I want to mention only two things. Though we are given for 30% and we settled down at 15%, the partial 5-day week is achieved only because of AIBOC and under the banner of AIBO. And we want a clarity for the next wage settlement, whether we are going to be with the part of AIBO or we are going to be away from that. I want to pass a resolution on this and pass on to our apex body. Because on so many occasions it has come to light that because of AIBOC only we are getting everything done, and we settled at 15% finally. So that, because already in the morning session also told it cannot be a settlement of individual banks in the next wage settlement. In that case, we should have a clarity to go about it before, well ahead of the next wage settlement itself. Comrade, please note this done and pass on to the apex body of AIBOC. And maybe the AIBOC Tamil Nadu unit is becoming so vibrant because of the CTS grid problems erupted 2 years back itself. In 2012, August 25th, we had a demonstration at NPC Chennai to stall the clearing because all the private banks have participated and become certificate. After that, NPC took a stand unilaterally and they are introduced only uniform holidays for the CTS grid. And I request the August body to pass on a already the resolution is there, what can be the remedies, and we should follow it up and should find a solution for the CTS grid problem. Thank you, comrades.
Last comrade, Sai Babu, KVB.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, comrades. And I would like to congratulate for the successful 10th bipartite settlement successful. I just want to say a thing like in Andhra Pradesh, we have just completed the Pushkaralu, Godavari Pushkaralu 2 days before. And today I've seen the same thing, just 1 year lagging for that. In Pushkaralu, we're going to celebrate it 12 years once, but this Tamil Nadu State Conference is like almost 11 years once is happening. I wish like it should not be happen in future. And I have a query in 10th bipartite settlement, like for the promotees, the fitment is not at given. Like when it's going to be settled and on what basis they're going to be settled, the fitment and all. And in this occasion, I would like to share information like we are celebrating the centenary year. This 2016, our bank, Karur Vysya Bank, is going to celebrate the 100th year, as well as our organization is going to celebrate the 50th year. So I request this forum to give the best support and wishes to our bank. Thank you very much.
Now I request our State Secretary, Comrade Vijay Senan, to please briefly reply to the queries.
Comrade Padmanabhan generally talked about the functioning of the organizations and finance for the organization. Its state committee, which when 11 years before the conference was conducted, 25 rupees per head we have collected. This time we have decided not to, and we have gone for delegate fees. And whatever the state committee can decide, or the council can decide whether we can collect 25 rupees per head. Because I also would like to be not a NPA borrower with the State Bank of India. About this, affiliates have to take decision. Comrade Nima SBT talked about sabbatical for women. If management rejects and if the affiliates requires our assistance, because it should go to all India level, I think. If they require our assistance, I am very confident that AIBOC will be readily agreeing for the same, to provide for the disciplinary proceedings. We have put up resolutions only because we also come across these problems. Regulated working hours, we have already put in our General Secretary report the inherent problems of the officers. Regulated working hours, in my opinion, cannot be seen separately. It has to be seen with the workload and responsibility and accountability. Even when we gave call that people have to leave by 5 o'clock, people have not left. Even in the branch in which we were demonstrating, officers were sitting outside in State Bank of Hyderabad. This is what was happening. And even if we go and tell outside, they go away for 10 minutes and they come back. We have a satisfaction, we have made them to run away, but the fact remains that they come back after we go. Rather, another half an hour they sit late. So this regulated working hours, because it is linked with responsibilities, the three inabilities we have told, people are not able to implement. Only thing is, whenever organization gives a call, the regulated working hours, the people should try to implement it to the best level possible. Connectivity in metros and all, suggestions and lease rent certificate basis, we have already written. I do not know what will have impact on the taxation authority, because nowadays they tally the payer and receiver both expenses through their net. That lease rent on certificate basis is a good demand, which in the all India demand it should become. Strikes, EDP officers should join, Scale 4 should join. I will combine the Somasundaram pet subject. He said that we should come out of BOBU. Coming out of BOBU, we have already seen in DBOO, one question they said all branches are functioning, though may not be in full angle, because our staff, neither the union with 65% nor the union with 35% membership was standing with us. So the difficulty was that branch was not functioning, so it was dragging. They have a reason that, okay, some functioning the bank is doing. They have that attitude. So unless we bring not only EDP officers, we bring all the officers into the fold and the Scale 4 officers also into the fold, it will be very difficult for us to plan an officer-only strike. Even in CTS objections, there are various limitations. There were even objections. Indian Overseas Bank was having a party who is not in United Forum of Bank Unions. For CTS objections, even if we go on CTS boycott, in Indian Overseas Bank it will happen because Scale 4 are working and Nube employees are working. This peculiar situation, there in the committee it was said, Secretary's bank it is working, as though it is my own bank. And there was some problem with the NCB also, they were also working, so that problem. So people said, unless United Forum of Bank Unions go, we need not boycott CTS. But our objections, we were interested in keeping it alive, because that gave courage and that gave enthusiasm to many people that they will demand better compensation. One of the bank where there was no compensation for even award staff, they fought and got compensation, telling that AIBOC has got it in many banks. AIBOC has got it in many banks, so we have to get that. So unless we collectively go, yes, their behavior is little different. That is why we have put a resolution. There was some allegation that there was no resolution. Yes, all the resolutions were not covering for the next things. There were resolutions which are attacking the next conference, which is telling AIBOC, external relativity, internal relativity is our internal problem of trade unions. We shout in our house, they shout in their house. When commonly we go, we don't talk on that. That issue has to be threadbare discussed. That is why we have raised it. It is not that all the regulations are irrelevant on water grid or something like that. While talking, I would humbly request people that flowery languages need not be talked. What is put in the resolution, which is not you are interested, which you are not interested, kindly tell that. Environment is a concern. We cannot say that we are selfish fellows. We should say that we are socially responsible fellows. Public has got value only when we show that socially we are responsible. If we don't show we are socially responsible, public doesn't give value for that. Personally, I do not know what the House decides. Personally, I do not agree with the view that social issues we can ignore in our resolutions. Yes, resolutions are little lengthy. That is a different aspect. But resolutions on social issues were not required. That I do not agree personally. I do not know what the House is going to tell. Please think, whatever you do, you are not able to carry the things to the public. The reason is, with public doesn't know that we are also publicly very much interested people. We have to do something good for the society, that alone will bring for everything. Then we can say Nochiti distribution is a waste. We can say differently able to persons dancing is waste. Everything we can say. The goodwill we develop, that carries once you create a goodwill, so at least there will be some 1 or 2% in the society, they will say that bank officers are driven to the strike. They are not going on strike on the drop of hat. They are driven to the strike. If that goodwill has to come, we have to create a goodwill. Goodwill will not come by advertisements. So, what Comrade Somasundaram has said, I personally feel ultimately if we are driven, we have to be ready for going alone. We should not have going alone as a goal. Going alone cannot be a goal. Let us take it up with them. What is internal relativity? What is external relativity? How much you have lost? How much I have lost? Let them say because of their ego of internal relativity, should their own people we are their own people, they are our own people. Should they lose? Because for instance, I tell you, no awards of union has pointed out this. I have come to know that part-time sweepers are deprived a lot in the industry. If 30 years employment with 50% salary means that 50% salary they have to take as 30 years employment and give that out of 50% employment pension. But the banks were giving it to the 50% part-time employee. They were reducing the 30 years also to 50%. Already his salary is 50%. They are reducing. This issue I have taken up. I will tell you, in the union side, only one person in Mumbai has understood that. He raised it in Karamchari union also and he got it. After getting it, even now his SMS is there. He has written to me that it is because of you it has come. So let us not say that we should treat them our leaders, with leaders. Have you ever openly talked about external relativity and internal relativity? We have talked in our meetings. Let us conscientiously say whether we have talked with UOB people. I have raised it in UOB meeting once. Here in the state level. In the all India level it has been raised. Let us raise it. See, whenever we go on even strike is not the top of hat we can go. We have to plan the strike. Comrade Shantaraju planned the strike. Why he could have gone on the strike 2 years early? He planned the strike because everybody's goodwill should be there. That goodwill made the government to come down in 7 days. Otherwise, government thought AIBOC, other members will not support him. Other AIB and all will not support him. Other than banking industry unions will not support him. Every policeman went and verified with everybody. They have come to know that everybody is with State Bank of India strike. Many State Bank of India people also will feel other banks were not cooperating. Other banks, even Mr. Shantaraju didn't want direct action. He wanted only the moral support the moral support was conveyed to everybody. Strike is not an ordinary thing that we go on the drop of hat. So if we want to go alone also, our AIBOC unit should raise the issue with UABU. UABU again and again if we raise, they have to drive us to the independent action. And we cannot take that decision for independent action cannot be, in my opinion, at AIBOC level or officer organization level. We should force awards of union to drive us to go independently. This is why we have put the resolution. We have not forgotten that aspect. But how much we are ready to fight independently, kindly compare the same thing with this, because individual officers will be exposed like that you are telling. Individual officers are exposed means I should be the first person. Because letters are going in my signature for the last 3 years. Because before Mr. Franco ji come, there was, we were almost, all the works were given to me because of, there was nobody was there. So, why we should have done? So, please remember that committee meeting in the state where we have decided that CTS we should not go. So, what UABU we have to do? I am not telling we have to depend on UABU. Let us make UABU to drive us away. Let us not take the decision of going away. David Vijay Kumar, about conferences, he said, Jiva, SBI, OA. Mainly touched on regulated working hours and other things or suggestions that will be taken up. Regulated working hours, I have told our position already. We are for regulated working hours. AIBOC has made some beginning. Regulated working hours is a complicated problem. Complicated problem connected with our responsibility, accountability. And even sometimes it is with transferability also. All these things should be linked and taken up. Whether there is a unity of thoughts in all the affiliates also has to be seen. And still AIBOC has achieved that IBA will write a letter to all the banks. First we have to get it implemented, and once it is implemented, our regulated working hours is not a dead issue, it is an issue that will carry on. Because if the clerks are not working.
Regulated working hours.
Friends, only a small intervention regarding this regulated working hours. Because to discuss out the IBA regarding this regulated working hours and accountability policy and 5-day banking, and I went as a representative with the IBA. When we were trying to elaborate this need of getting this regulated working hour for officers, perhaps a deliberate expression of the IBA is, what do you want? Under this regulated working hours, what do you want? It is what after our detailed presentation they asked us. We told that this is how our officers have to suffer from morning to evening, and because of that their personal life is getting spoiled. And somewhere when the employees are given a fixed hours of working, officers also should be given. When after the very elaborate kind of presentation, ultimately they asked, what do you want? And it has posed a big question in our mind also, what do we want? Whether should we tell this IBA, we will enter into an agreement with you, we will work between 10 and 6, a big question. Because we know practically now, some of the branches in rural section, they are able to close by 5 o'clock. They are able to close or not, but if they are closing the branch by 5 o'clock, nobody is questioning that. They cannot question also. When that kind of scenario is prevalent, whether we are going to make an agreement with the IBA, no, our officers will be sitting up to 6 o'clock. It is a very big question came to our mind. And in the days to come, friends, also, see, this computerization is in a big way, and digitalization is going to take place. And already it is indicated that digitalization is going to be the form of transaction in the banks to the tune of 70%, may not be today, in the days to come. When that kind of scenario is going to happen in the nationalized sector, suppose if I am able to enroll all our customers to use the debit card or credit card. And this nature of transaction will be the alternative channels. There may be a situation after 3 years or 4 years, there may not be need for the customers to come in the evening hours. We also may not be able to sit beyond even 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. So when that being the case, how to demand? It is easy to demand, we want regulated working hours. What kind of agreement you want to make it with IBA? It is a very big question. So you come back. And but ultimately we have changed the demand. So you will have to give a direction to all the banks that not to call the offices on holidays and Sundays. They told immediately, instantly, today itself we will issue a circular or letter to all the banks not to call any offices on holidays and Sundays. But regarding the regulated working hours, give you a proposal, we will do that. So it is again we offices, when we are making such a demand, sometimes we may have to properly plan that what kind of agreement we want to have also. It is actually, the issue is stopped there. Let us even further deliberate on those things. What kind of agreement, if at all we want to have that, then we can proceed on that.
So regulated working hours is a pending issue in the all India level. Comrade Duraisamy generally appreciated and suggested certain things that will be taken up. Thanks for information regarding various fights, other fights they have taken up in Coimbatore unit. Conference every 2-3 years, that is also our love. Again, finance is an issue, and the finance issue, if it is solved, even now, I do not know how much the money of 3,61,000 outstanding with the State Bank of India will go up. We will become larger borrowers. That people have to think about that further. And anyhow, except me, the other side of the positions were changing. Treasurer and others were changing. Though we were not, it is not that only last 2 years we were active. That is too much to tell. When Mr. Parsa, I have already reported that I have almost touched at least one point in that in everybody's tenure, what we have done. What we have done, we have told. We have even conducted that other committee on financial, that alternate policy for alternate banking, some committee we had. We have held that committee. For every wage revision there was agitation. In all agitations we were participating well. And recently it has improved, probably or definitely because of youngsters. Because many were telling youngsters are ready for trade union activity. Probably because of youngsters, this time we have exceeded the award staff. Madam Selva has told some problem about lady officers transfer even after 50 years. Except on promotion in other banks, this problem doesn't come. If central bank requires assistance, we will definitely extend it. Another one thing, we can go voluntarily and do something even if the units do not. See, unit need not participate. See, Vijaya Bank, there was some problem. Unit was not participating. Some 5-6 years back. We are doing demonstration in front of them. 4 of you Vijaya Bank people will stand that side. Central Bank, this was the same problem because they will take action in their bank because they are negative. So they will take, that doesn't problem. But they wanted us to come. Without their wanting us to come, our going, it may not augur well. And definitely in that case we will come. Crutch facility, already Comrade Franco was thinking of forming it. He was telling Mrs. Uma Subramaniam also that some assistance if you can provide, I will personally from the educational trust he will do it. We will definitely try for that. Again the funds is a constraint. Now, so as far as the manpower is concerned, there is no problem. Funds is a constraint. Sai Babu from Karuru Isha Bank, about promotive fitment he has asked. Promotive fitments are handled by IBA by discussing with the unions also, with us also. Courts have also said, traditionally with whom the discussions are going, with them let the discussion go. IBA gives some clarification every time. Mr. Franco may be able to throw more light on that, being an All India Committee member. Leadership development program and all respective organizations are doing, and they are inviting us, inviting others also. Currently the National Bank for last 3 days, they have called everybody from the nationalized bank. And if individual units want also, the banks which are having the capacity, they are providing assistance. Because Central Bank of India was conducting it for a very long time in different centers. Even if they don't have faculty, they were taking from other banks. If I have found SBT doing that. So if any organization is interested in doing it, we are ready to do it. If one wants that it should be done in the banner of state AIBOC, that also we will do. That is not a problem. Rather, we are more interested. Sir? Sir? I have told more than once. I have told. Canara Bank has done recently. I have told Canara Bank has recently done in Nationalized Bank, and they are already well equipped. If you want once more, I don't mind telling.
Thank you, sir.
Even in the report we have mentioned, when we have written that IOB is starting academy, even after that we have again repeated that Canara Bank is doing. Friends, this almost I have covered in general whatever is told. Whatever suggestions are there, we will definitely take it up further. But one suggestion that we should voluntarily go and fight whenever we hear something, I am not comfortable in that. Unless that bank says, even informally, I may not be able to come readily, but you come and demonstrate in front of my bank. I will not be able to do that. Personally, I am not for that. I don't think general attitude of the affiliates, I have come across it is in that manner. Though district units are not formed, we want district unit people to get involved. That is why we are webcasting. In spite of the financial difficulties, we are webcasting the programs in the last 2 years. That is the biggest change we have brought. Webcasting, and the Chintan videos are regularly doing it. Definitely in the district units, we have our concern on district unit is already in the resolution also, already in the general report also. And one thing is, what is proved is, with Comrade Vanangamudi has said is, probably every district needs somebody who is ready to take a role. Somebody has to take a role. But while taking a role, it should be a balanced role that all organizations should feel comfortable. With that way we have to go. Definitely from the list, it will be chalked out. Comrade Franco will not leave it. He will definitely get it chalked out and see that all this district unit, wherever the district is written, they will be advised that you all meet on one day, or whenever he visits various centers, he will definitely force them to come and meet him and create district units. So once, even before forming district units, Comrade Vanangamudi started asking for share from thankful that he has not asked here, but definitely we will consider that also once the district units are formed well. After that, because if we provide funds now, people will think that we will need that share. Within this fund, we will be active. That is the reason, whatever the paltry amount central office is giving, we don't mind making it further paltry by sharing it with the district unit. But when all the district units are not formed, when you go and share some amount, they will say that within this amount we will function, otherwise we will stop. The functioning is not finance. Functioning is your love for trade union movement. After that, financial difficulties come. Difficulties we try to overcome. So friends, we will definitely attend whatever the problems you have said. And as far as the affiliates are concerned, but I have to tell you one thing, all the affiliates which have said we need not come, we can be in moral support only, they have achieved their things very much. In IBOA is an example. Years of problems, which they were going by joint unions. They went independently because their problems are different, the other problems are different. Others were not ready to come. They ensured that they reject all the things, and they went probably in January, December. March. They went ahead, and wherever they needed some small consultation, they asked us. But even there, they understood the ways to overcome that, and they have done it. Definitely, we will give moral support and active support wherever required. Thank you, friends.
Thank you, Comrade Vijay Senan, for giving a detailed reply. Before we conclude and also announce the elections, I will just take few minutes. One is that, comrades, you have to understand that AIBOC is a confederation. The state committee or state body of AIBOC is a conglomeration of so many units. Unless that individual units are strong, similarly unless the district units are strong, the state level unit cannot be strong. You've seen the AIBOC logo, the chain. They say that the strength of the chain depends on the weakest link. So if all those chains, the district units, the individual units which are affiliates are strong, then the state unit will become strong. So we have to endeavor for that. And there are certain issues in which you cannot decide for the individual's affiliate. Like that issue you were talking about, that State Bank of Patiala. Unless that particular unit wants support, yes, there is one issue. When the dignity of one of my colleague, one of our officer is affected, it is our duty to immediately come forward and give solidarity support. But that case, it created problem because immediately after that demonstration, when the demonstration was going on itself, I got a call from the ABOA unit general secretary, who is also advisor to the AIBOC at the All India level, that I have not asked for any support, why you people are conducting a demonstration? Why you people are jumping into action? Because already the management has taken action against that officer. The AGM who did that mistake, immediately he has been suspended. So after that, if I announce an agitation, it does not look nice. So always you have to take into account the interest of the individual affiliates also. We want the organizations to become stronger and stronger. For that, any number of activities you conduct, it is welcome. Organization can become stronger only when there are more activities. Cadre development programs, yes, individual organizations are conducting. In my circle association, in the last 3 or 4 years, we have conducted 26 cadre development programs. We periodically do. But some of the smaller organizations may not be able to do. So as suggested by Comrade Vijay Senan, we can conduct, AIBOC State Committee can conduct cadre development programs. If you are all interested, we will organize, you can attend. This can be taken up. Sabbatical leave, there is no such clause that because there is an exigency, you cannot be given sabbatical leave. So Comrade Nima should be advised of that, and SPT comrades, they should take it up. That sabbatical leave, there is no provision for denying it on the ground that exigency, bank does not have officer, they have to find. You cannot refuse somebody sabbatical leave or any other leave. Regulated working hours, a lot has been spoken about. But I would like to remind you, in the year 1967, State Bank of India Officers Association has gone on an agitation demanding working hours, giving advertisement in the newspapers that we will be working only from 10 to 5. But till now it has not been implemented. At one point of time it became a big campaign, but after that there has been dilution. So what we want is that you see your HRM or the CBS core banking, what is your working hour? It is clearly stated in the CBS, it is 6.5 hours only. Beyond that, what we do is extra. But as Comrade Manimaran said, that IBA also wants to take a clever view, and they had promised that immediately they will write a letter. They have not written to individual banks. We will have to put pressure through AIBOC. And the unity is very important, comrades. It's very easy to talk that we will go alone, we will fight. Why Dhanlakshmi Bank officers had to go on strike for 33 days? If EOB would have given a strike call, it would have been solved even within 2 days. The award staff with them were not participating in the strike, branches were not closed. So today, if any agitation, and we have also, one comrade was talking about the weapon, whichever weapon or Ayudham you use, it should not get blunt because of non-use. To some extent, our weapon of struggle has become a blunt weapon because individual banks, in the last 10-15 years, you think of how many individual banks have gone on a strike. It is today we depend on the industry level strike. We participate only on industry level struggles. So things have to change. Once that weapon of struggle, weapon of strike is frequently used, then also it becomes difficult. So the leaders have to take very balanced decision. But unless we are united, today UOBU is an unique experiment which is not there anywhere in the world. Because UOBU is strong, if we want, we can close the banking industry anytime. Once banking industry, there is an all India strike in which UOBU participates, every branch is closed. That creates an effect on the economy. So it is necessary to strengthen. And when you have different kind of people with differing ideologies, there will be always friction. But it is for the leadership to see that this coalition continues, gets strengthened. And as I told earlier, there is a need for greater collaboration between all the trade unions in the country if we have to fight the onslaughts which are coming against us. Like the comrade who told one story, I would like to conclude with a small story, which I repeat in many meetings. As he was telling, one learned person was brought to a village to give a talk, and everybody was talking so high about him, saying that this man knows everything. One small little boy wanted to prove him wrong, that one person cannot know everything. Then everybody can win Kaun Banega Crorepati. So it is not possible. So he wanted to disprove this great man. So when this man was seated on the stage, this young boy, smart little boy, ran to him and told him, "Sir, I am so honored that you have come to our village and I understand that you know everything. I want a very simple answer." He showed his palm. Inside his palm, he was holding a small little hummingbird. And he raised a question. "Please reply my question, sir. Whether this hummingbird will live or die." So he thought if he says it will live, he has to just crush it, prove him wrong. If he says it will die, he has to just open his palm, it will fly away. In both ways, he can prove this learned man wrong. But that great learned man, without even a second thought, he replied that, "My dear little boy, it is in your hands. Whether it lives or not, it is in your hands." In the same way, comrades, the future of AIBOC and the trade union movement is in your hands. Thank you, Ananda. Now I request Comrade Vijay Senan, State Secretary, to propose the team for the next term based on the bylaw. See, as this is a confederation, you cannot decide everything sitting here. The individual affiliates have to nominate respective people to different posts. So immediately every name cannot be announced, but still he will attempt to give you what is the structure. And this structure also has representation for all district secretaries. As per the bylaw, all the district secretaries are assistant general secretaries of the state unit. So once the district units become functional, it can really become stronger.
Friends, State Committee suggested by the AIBOC is President, Secretary, Treasurer, Assistant Treasurer, then 6 Vice President, 5 Organizing Secretaries, then Deputy Secretary from every affiliate and Assistant Secretaries from every district. So by that if we go, we will have 31 Assistant Secretaries, that those who, every affiliate has to see that, we will see that somebody coordinates and every affiliate should depute people and see that district secretaries are nominated. As far as Deputy Secretary is concerned, forms are already available. Every affiliate can take form and give the names of the people whom they want to nominate as Deputy Secretaries. Among the Vice Presidents, 6 are required and the Organizing Secretary 5 are required. We generally go by consensus. Are you agreeable for that? Okay. Friends, I was very much interested in quitting, but my organization also directed me to continue. Here in this post, I cannot go by my personal wishes, and others also requested me. So they said that I can put myself as secretary, I can come, put means I am putting before you, and the comrade Franco as president. And because in secretary's office, treasury has to be, they said treasury can be shifted to IOB. This is a very difficult task. So I want the treasury to continue in SBI until we settle the loan. So, so assistant treasurer will remain in IOB will take assistant treasurer. In case of emergency, we will sign whenever he goes abroad or he is having his daughter's marriage, even he is busy. Those times, if anything is there, we will do that. In the 6 organizing secretaries, 2 vice presidents are going to Indian Bank and Canara Bank, which are having more than 2,000 members in the state. 1 vice president goes to private sector banks. 5 private sector banks have to settle down. Karur Vaisya Bank and Lakshmi Vilas Bank are the leading banks. They have to discuss with others and tell 1 vice president name. Cooperative sector is, in AIBOC cooperative sector means it's West Bengal and Tamil Nadu only. Even the settlements are with AIBOC help. Dr. Mr. Saravanamuthu always helps there, and then they come to our state secretary or president and they do it. And so they will be given 1 vice president. So cooperative sector 1 vice president, regional rural bank 1 vice president. That there are 2 regional rural banks, they have to decide and tell. So that gives 5 and 6, 3. So 3 vice presidents are with us and 4 organizing secretaries. Associate banks we are giving 1 organizing secretary. That they have to tell which associate bank will stake. So the 1 organizing secretary post and 1 vice president post is left over. That goes for banks with strength which are less than 1,000 number strength. Bank of India to United Bank. I will read the number of banks. Bank of India, Syndicate Bank, Punjab National Bank, Union Bank, Corporation Bank, Andhra Bank, Central Bank, Vijaya Bank, UCO Bank, Allahabad Bank, Dina Bank, United Bank. Bank of India is another active member and financiers generally, whenever State Bank was not there. And we have our private sector federations, vice president also there. So we are allotting 1 vice president there. So the other 3 as per the size they are allotted 1 organizing secretary. Other 6 people they have to come with one organizing secretary. 1 request has come from United Bank for some post. That we have to tell. So it will go in this line, we will divide the post and allot. You have to tell us. Huh?
Comrades, if you don't have any objection, we will collect it from the individual affiliates, the names, and we will issue the circular. And as quick as possible, we will convene the first committee. Thank you.
Vote of thanks by Comrade Bhavani Shankar. Before, number? Sir, report adoption.
So can we give a good clap for adopting the State Secretary's report? And one more clap for the Treasurer's report. Thank you.
Sir, friends, I forgot to tell you. Ladies also will have 6 positions in committee. Of course, this is not available in the bylaw, what it says, but ladies has to be given some position. Huh? Okay, on women's representation other than the women's wing office bearer, we will take a decision in the next committee because it is not in the bylaw. That's what our senior leader says. We will go by that and do that. But generally proposals have come that 6 or so can be there in the committee. We will adapt that. We will think. We will discuss on that in the next committee. Friends, before Comrade Bhavani Shankar's come for Thanksgiving, I will give thanks for State Bank of India people who have helped us from beginning. Lot of efforts they have put. Rather, 50 or 60% of the works were covered by them, and then volunteers were able to come and take over. And so I am very thankful to the team of State Bank of India. Actually, it was headed by Sendil. Mr. Sendil only we assigned all the jobs on that day with the treasurer being present. And everybody in State Bank of India has cooperated well and got the jobs done. I am very, very thankful to them.
Our dynamic leader, Comrade Franco, the president of today's meeting and president of AIBOC Tamil Nadu unit and president of AIBOC, our secretary, Mr. Vijay Senan, and other respected leaders on the dais and off the dais, and my dear comrades, delegates, it is my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, on behalf of AIBOC Tamil Nadu unit and the entire fraternity of bank officers here together, and on my own behalf, extend a very hearty thanks to all the speakers for highlighting the challenges ahead for the bank officers and the trade union movement in their speeches, and also honoring the stalwarts of the trade union movement, especially in banking industry in respect of AIBOC Tamil Nadu unit. As you all know, our AIBOC Tamil Nadu state unit is pioneer in doing everything, and the successful culmination of this AIBOC Tamil Nadu state conference owes much to the guidance and support of our President Comrade Franco and Secretary Comrade Vijay Senan, who had taken the lead role in honoring our leaders, and in the speeches they paid rich encomiums on the great leaders who served for the cause of our members. A big thank you, sirs, for guiding our state unit for marching towards par excellence in this field. I place on record the efforts taken by both of them in the recent month-long battle fought by the DBOO and the stellar role played by them, and of course by Comrade Anand Kumar also, for the outstanding victory achieved by the DBOO. On behalf of the entire bank fraternity, I thank you, sirs, for the same. On behalf of AIBOC Tamil Nadu State Unit, I thank Comrade Anand Kumar, General Secretary of IOBOA, for gracing the occasion and launching the website. I thank Comrade Manimaran and Comrade Sharma for their gracious presence and guiding us for the successful conduct of this conference. He is an eminent scholar. Though they are all left us, it is customary to thank the speakers also. Here is an eminent scholar and a person who always thinks for the betterment of the students, society and our country. He is none other than Sri T.T. Ramohan. Sir, we sincerely thank you in absentia for gracing our conference and delivering the special address, especially on public sector undertakings. We are happy to have Sri Ram, an eminent person and distinguished intellectual and publisher of the Hindu group amidst us. We are all inspired by his great words. Sir, on behalf of our most enlightened members of AIBOC Tamil Nadu State Unit and militant members of our affiliate organizations, we thank you for accepting our invitation and stole the hearts of our members with your scintillating speech. With his immense knowledge, analytical, excellent communicative and negotiating skills, he has achieved many laurels in the service conditions, and the benefits have poured in up to the satisfaction of the members. A man who always thinks for the betterment of our officers and work towards achieving the target, a great, lovable and member-centric leader, Comrade Y. Sudarshan, General Secretary of AIBOC and President of AIBOC. We profusely thank you, sir, for gracing the occasion and tracing the history of the trade union and giving a highly motivating speech. On behalf of AIBOC Tamil Nadu State Unit, we place our gratitude and thanks to all the delegates, office bearers of the past and present, the pillars of this great organization, that is our members, and office bearers of various affiliates, and distinguished guests for their presence and for having made the conference a grand success. I thank Comrade Sumati Iyer, the lady representative of AIBOC, for coordinating the self-help groups who have put up their stalls for our benefit of our members. I thank Comrade Rajaratnam, former General Secretary of Tamil Cooperative Bank Officers Union, for arranging the cultural program for us. I also thank the Mr. Purushothaman of IOBOA who has arranged the medical camp here. I thank Comrade Shirin from South Indian Bank for nicely comparing the program. Well, ladies and gentlemen, an event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels started rolling weeks ago. It requires planning and a bird's eye for details. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated colleagues of AIBOC who know their job and they are result oriented. I would like to take this opportunity to place on record our hearty thanks to our office bearers who have extended their support to make this mega function a grand success. I also thank the volunteers and the personnel in charge of the delicious snacks and refreshment, the lighting and sound system, the logistic and arrangement, video and audio coverage for extending their cooperation for this event. I will be failing in my duty if I do not thank the principal, the correspondent, the campus supervisor, Sri Uday Shankar and his men and his team of men and women for their excellent arrangement for provided to us this day. I thank the media persons for their presence to make a wide coverage of the function. I thank all the delegates who have actively taken part in the discussions on the Secretary's report. Once again, on behalf of AIBOC Tamil Nadu State Unit and on my own behalf, I thank one and all for making this program a resounding success. Thank you. I request all of them to stand for the national anthem.